Okay, so for week 8 of winter anime, insane action week. So we had some highlights. There's the Arthur versus Dragon fight in Fire Force. There's the Higuruma fight in Jujutsu Kaisen. So yeah, I'll talk about those. Fate Strange Fake as well as some more escalations here, as Alcides is kind of wreaking havoc on the city. We have Frieren continuing as well. I love this new demon arc. They're kind of setting up the demons to be like pretty interesting, kind of strong. So yeah, we'll see how like the cast kind of like handles this. And a lot of cool like dramatic moments happen, good story progression. Oshinoko continues, My Hero Vigilantes, sentenced to be a hero. Shiboyugi and even Chain Soldier. There's some like kind of great suspenseful moments there. Also Beastars. So yeah, the final season actually aired, so part 2. I binged part 1 last year. There's like another villain that we have to deal with, like his name is Melon, and Haru gets involved, so it feels good to see like kind of all our main characters kind of together here. Haru, Legoshi, and Lewis, as well as a lot of other people like in the underground like kind of Beastars life. So yeah, I didn't finish it. They dropped all 12 episodes, but yeah, I saw the first 3 episodes. I'll probably talk about it more next week as I get a chance to finish. And with that, let's get started. So for Jujutsu Kaisen this week, episode 9 of the Culling games. This is the continuation. We had insane Higuruma backstory, the judge, the lawyer guy. So yeah, last episode was so beautiful, and this one just like kind of continued. So these two were like really good, just like showing Higuruma's character, kind of wrapping it up in this cool fight with Yuji, and then seeing all these like emotions for these guys. So yeah, Yuji, he's like kind of like the cog sorcerer. We know him as like kind of accepting his fate now ever since like the Shibuya incident, and you know, Sakuna murdering all these people. He kind of just like takes responsibility for that and is kind of just like, you know, doing his job, just like attacking people, continuing the mission, whatever, defeating the bad guys, because that's kind of all he can do at this point. But yeah, he starts fighting with Higuruma, but yeah, Higuruma does domain expansion, starts a fight with it. Yuji tries to rush him, but Higuruma's domain, deadly sentencing, is pretty much a court room, and it's like a non-lethal domain. So yeah, depending on this court case, if the judge finds you guilty, you'll get a punishment. So this first punishment Yuji gets is confiscation, which usually takes away your curse technique, but here, since Yuji doesn't have one, it takes away his curse energy, which is kind of a big deal. But then since Yuji is like really strong physically, he can kind of like power through this. But basically, yeah, the domain was also like shown pretty funny, where, you know, Yuji kind of has no chance of winning these court cases because his opponent is a lawyer. He has the evidence like on him. So it's kind of like stacked in the favor of the domain user. The case was him visiting a pachinko parlor when he's underage, so he got like hit with trespassing and then yeah, confiscation. So yeah, Higuruma's just like beating his ass with the hammer. So his gavel seems to be like his main fighting tool, and he can just like generate it, throw it, call it back, and he can make it bigger as well. So insane like hand-to-hand combat here. It seems like every time Yuji fights somebody in a season, like he's gonna throw hands, and then the animators are ready for it. This fight scene was amazing. Also, they enhanced it as well from the manga, because Higuruma, he's doing all this shit, like throwing shit, kicking, punching, and then yeah, rapid fire hammers, extending it. Like all of it was like so cool. And then the lighting as well was like really interesting, because they're like in a theater, so they have like kind of theater top lights like coloring them red and blue. So yeah, all of that's going on. You know, the fight is like pretty rough against Yuji, since Higuruma is like a genius. We see the narrator Tengen just like glazing Higuruma, how like he became a grade 1 sorcerer in 12 days. Like he just discovered curse energy, and now he's like one of the strongest people here. I did have some issues with the narration actually though, because sometimes it seemed a bit distracting. Like it was playing in the middle of the fight to glaze Higuruma, but I'm like, we could have maybe had this a bit earlier, not during the actual fight. It was hard to like pay attention. That's like another criticism I've been having this season. Like there's narration, there's like a lot of like descriptions in Jujutsu Kaisen when people have powers, but I feel like the narration is like kind of unnecessary sometimes. Also, after that, Higuruma hits Yuji with a giant hammer. He's trying to block it, but he's getting crushed. So then before he dies, he's like, I want a retrial. So he figures out the domain rules where if you actually don't declare that you're guilty, you can have up to 2 retrials. So I guess you can like test your luck against Higuruma. Maybe you get a lighter sentence if you win the second trial, but the problem is the case. It's the Shibuya incident, so Yuji is accused of mass murder here. And instead of like deflecting blame, saying it was Sakuna, he actually takes responsibility, which was an insanely emotional scene. Like he knew it was his fault, like his responsibility to hold Sakuna, and then yeah, all those like lives are on his shoulders. So yeah, he declares guilty to mass murder, and then he gets the heaviest sentence that Higuruma's domain can give. So it's confiscation plus the death penalty. So yeah, Yuji's saying he won't lie, he won't deny it. Judge Man giving Higuruma Higuruma the Executioner sword. So if you get hit by this sword, you instantly die. So yeah, Higuruma has some interesting powers. I love the music here as like, you know, he's getting his sword. It seemed like a finale to everything. Just like angelic music as Yuji's like giving his last stand here. And we also get like a wrap up to Higuruma's character where like throughout the years, he was kind of being jaded as a lawyer. He used to like defending people because he likes seeing the weakness and ugliness of people. He appreciates that like vulnerability. He finds that beautiful. So that's why like he likes defending people. But then I guess it took a toll on him after all the years, after everything, even like the defendants hating on him. So yeah, he basically just lost faith in the justice system, like just like lost sight of himself. And then Yuji kind of like reminds him of it because like Yuji's shining here. He admits the fault, and then like Higuruma like sees the weakness of Yuji, and then like he remembers his whole roots, why he was a lawyer in the first place. So yeah, the final stand was done pretty well, just like all these chairs up in the theater, Yuji getting ready to punch Higuruma flying with the sword. And yeah, it seemed like they were gonna hit each other at the same time, but Higuruma, he finally closes his eyes because Yuji was like blinding him, and then he recalls his sword as well. So Yuji gets the last hit in, punches Higuruma, and I guess Higuruma, he's not an enemy anymore, he's a friend. He uses his 100 points to create a new role to like transfer points. And then yeah, you know, Yuji gets a new ally in Higuruma. He kind of walks away because, you know, I guess he's done with the Culling games for now. And then yeah, Higuruma admits that he killed the judge and prosecutor from the trial from last episode. So yeah, he's gonna turn himself in after the Culling games. And pretty much that's the end of this episode. So yeah, really good, just like 2-episode Higuruma backstory plus fight. Directed so well. Last episode was like the most beautiful one in my opinion, but yeah, this one just like enhanced it as well with the fights. Also after that we have Fire Force, so season 3 part 2 episode 9. Shit is going crazy. This is the Arthur Dragon fight, which was hyped up a lot. It was an insane scaled fight, well directed. Just like on a global level, these dudes are fighting like on the moon. I'll also mention some other stuff about this episode they did really well. I like the kind of fairy tale type of storytelling where it's like the narrator is like telling us a story about like these legends, Arthur and Dragon, their life story, how they clashed. So I thought it was portrayed extremely well. Like they set up the fight, and then the actual fight itself also delivered. Also the sound effects, like Fire Force still has like the insanely good sound effects. Every time Dragon just like roars, throws like a fire breath scream, that shit was like very electric. And also Arthur, he has like this electric power now, Violet Flash, so he's like kind of spamming that on Dragon. So they're using like their kind of like upgraded moves. Like the fight starts off with Arthur just like slashing Dragon realizing, oh, he feels pain, so like he's getting excited, and they're just like fighting through the ocean. And then Dragon, we see his backstory. He's from Babylon, and then yeah, he just has like no purpose. He's just really strong. Then the world's gonna end. It's gonna go in despair, and then you'll get your closure. So that's why he's working with the Evangelist. We see kind of like baby Dragon, and now he's grown up here. And then yeah, Arthur hits him with like more Violet Flashes, just like slashes him. He's able to do damage to Dragon. So finally, when they're like done fighting in the ocean, Dragon flies up, knocks Arthur to the moon. So yeah, the problem is you can't breathe on the moon. And also like you're gonna get cancer, radiation from the sun, you're gonna freeze before you even like go there, your body's gonna explode. So yeah, Arthur is using the power of the Adel worlds to like, you know, ignore the laws of physics, I guess, because yeah, also his imagination is also his power. So yeah, Arthur's able to fly in space, they're able to talk and swing their sword, but yeah, he can't breathe. So he puts on the star ring that you gave him that allows him to breathe. So yeah, like this fight after the star ring is just reality breaking. There's like two dudes taking extreme amounts of damage. I love how like Arthur, every time he has to hit Dragon hits him back. Like Dragon's like that strong, like you can't really trade blows with him easily. So yeah, they're both getting super damaged. They like stab each other, impale each other, scratch each other. Arthur has like half his eye cut off, like his face was scratched. He has like claw stabs through his abdomen, but yeah, he's still fighting, still slashing his sword. And then finally they're talking as Arthur's about to die. He feels the press of death, like his ultimate ability. So yeah, both of them are ready to die. And it also hits him with the Violet Earth Cleaver. So it's just this big attack that bisects Dragon in half, and also is so long it just like attacks the earth in half as well. So it's like a positive beam of light that just like hits the earth. And I guess since you killed Dragon, he finally sees hope, so that's good for the world. It looks like Arthur is also about to die though. He was prepared for this. So this dude's like floating in space, half his body there, and you know the stage is set for Shinra. Shinra awakens. All the pillars are like still in like the Adelo world for now. So yeah, as the season is ending, probably more like insane world breaking fights. But basically narrative wise, this fight was done like super well. It showed the final evolution of Arthur's abilities, him being the Night King, just like fighting on the moon. It shit was insane. Also after that we have Frieren Beyond Journey's End season 2 episode 7. So yeah, the demon hunts are starting here. So we see Methode and Genao, some little backstory of them. So yeah, Genao's partner, he was kind of like this positive, good mage, and then he died. So the Genao kind of turned jaded, and now yeah, Methode is like, I guess Seri puts Methode as his partner. We haven't really seen her fight too much. We know she has like hypnotism powers, but yeah, I'm kind of interested to see what she'll do against the demons. But also kind of like explains Genao's like annoying personality, where he just kind of closes his heart off to people. He's seen a lot of death, and then his partner died trying to like save a child instead of, you know, killing the demon they were hunting. So all of that like kind of makes him have a jaded, realistic outlook on things. So yeah, we see how Genao and Methode kind of came together in the Northern Plateau, and also we see the other demons here. There's like a whole family of them. So there's like the big dude with the 4 arms. He has like this snake body as well. So yeah, he's like the main dude. He seems so strong, but he has like this family of like 3 other demons. And then yeah, there's one of the demons is kind of cute, so she likes to like observe humans. I guess, you know, in the story, humans and demons those aren't compatible. Demons will always kind of trick and attack them because they have like personality, so it feels wrong to just like exterminate them. But you know, Frieren the Slayer, she's on the case. She'll never leave a single demon alive here. So yeah, we get like, you know, quick demon backstory, and then quick Genao Methode kind of backstory as well. And then after that, yeah, they go into the woods to hunt the demons. The thing is, Genao kind of stays behind because he wants to protect the bodies in the church, and then that's what the demons are waiting for. They're waiting for them to split up. And then Stark realizes, yeah, you might be in trouble. You're just a mage, so I'll be like a frontliner. I'll kind of protect you. So yeah, Stark and Genao team up, and then Frieren, Fern, and Methode are together as well. So yeah, interesting team ups. I mean, you know, Frieren, any party with her, it's probably like no sweat. I'm more scared about Stark and Genao because yeah, the 4-armed demon actually hunts them down. So he kind of shows up in the church, and he's super strong. Stark has to kind of like parry all his attacks, and then we learn about the demon's power as well. His name is the Divine Revolte, and then his swords are actually magic, so they can be as strong or light as he wants. That's pretty interesting. So he can like swing them like really quickly, or he can crush you with them. And then he has 4 of them, so it's like pretty tough. I mean, Stark himself is strong too though, so they're able to fight here at the end of this episode. He just like jumps on them, Stark parrying. And Genao, apparently he's also good at like hand-to-hand combat, so yeah, he can dodge the attacks. And then he throws his magic ability out. He has wings. So yeah, he has like these black wings. He's flying. I guess we don't know the capability of these wings yet. Maybe he can shoot out feathers. Maybe he can just like shoot out spells while he's flying in the air. But Stark and Genao versus the Divine Revolte, it's gonna be hype. But yeah, there's also a lot of funny moments as well in this episode I didn't mention yet. So Stark, he's like eating fish at night, offers a fish to Genao, and then he's like, don't tell Fern I'm eating food this late at night. Also, we see Methode kind of like head patting Frieren, and then also yeah, Fern gets jealous, so yeah, like Methode's hugging Frieren, Fern is pulling her ass, and now Frieren's like being ripped in half. And then, yeah, the demons also show up, so it's like awkward timing. The mages were just being quirky in the forest, and then yeah, the demons kind of tracked them, and now they're kind of shooting airstrikes at them in the sky. They're split up, so yeah, Frieren and Fern are together, kind of like hiding in the forest, while Methode's by herself with the halberd actually. I guess her staff is like this melee weapon. It's kind of sick. So yeah, we'll see like some more fights here as well. Also, after that, we have Fate Strange Fake episode 10 this week. Insane episode. It was kind of hyped up. So yeah, we see Oshi is kind of continuing his rampage because everyone's kind of contributing to beat him. So yeah, he seems like super strong. We see there's some other fights happening as well. Gilgamesh and Saber. So yeah, this fight was like pretty hype. It was kind of quick, but yeah, they're like fighting in the sky. We see Gilgamesh's master. She's just kind of watching him from a building. And you know, Ayaka, she's like hiding in a church, and apparently she can just like power Saber with a bunch of mana she doesn't even know about her mana reserves. And then even like the priest is like, what are you? Because also Saber's kind of spamming Excalibur in this fight. I thought it was so exciting because Gilgamesh throws all his swords out at him, and then Saber's like, okay, I'm gonna take your swords, just like turn them into Excalibur. He spams it. Gilgamesh is a bit annoyed because all his shields are like kind of breaking. And yeah, it was a fun way to use his power, just like steal his weapons and use them against him. But yeah, you know, Gilgamesh, he's still like kind of strong, so he beats Saber, throws him into the church, is about to kill him. But then we see Ishtar show up. She was kind of like the homunculus girl. And then yeah, Berserker's also there. Team up on Gilgamesh. They actually take the key to his storehouse because he threw it away in one of the earlier episodes. It kind of comes back to bite him. So he doesn't have like his Gates of Babylon ability anymore. He's powerless, and it kind of gets destroyed by Berserker. So yeah, apparently Gilgamesh is a jobber in a lot of these Fate storylines. Like he's super powerful, but I guess like his hubris is his downfall a lot of the times. Also in the same episode, yeah, we see Alcidu still here. It's kind of really strong. He absorbed Jack the Ripper's noble phantasm. Like he can actually do that. Now Jack the Ripper, he's still alive, but I guess he's like powerless. But then yeah, Jack's masters, here. He's kind of like the positive, upbeat dude that's like a bit autistic. He's just like, okay, good things are good, bad things are bad. I'll help you. I'll save you. It's like the right thing to do. He kind of actually faces off against Alcides himself, hits him with the spell. So now his body is just like severely weakened. And also John is also alive. So apparently the John that died was a robot maybe, or a clone made from Jack the Ripper. But yeah, the real John is here with the metal arm and stabs Alcides with this poison. But Alcides kind of tanks the poison and cures himself. So basically, interesting side fight there. But then yeah, Alcides joins the battle against Gilgamesh. And then yeah, of course, yeah, Gilgamesh gets bodied. And then Alcides is still alive, but I guess weakened. And I guess Ayaka's running away with Saber. So yeah, no characters have died as of yet, I'm pretty sure. There's like a bunch of insane fights, aura farming, and super high quality. I've seen some negativity on this episode because in the light novel, apparently they're skipping things in the adaptation, I guess to like, fit everything in the first core. I'm assuming the show will have like 2 seasons, but yeah, I guess because of production, they wanted to fit a lot of stuff here. I don't really have the context of anything, so all I'm just seeing is like, insane fights every week. Also, after that, we have Oshinoko, season 3, episode 8. So the cat's out of the bag. Aqua leaks that I had 2 children, him and Ruby. So now, Ruby's mad at him. She's like, I'm disowning you. You're not my brother anymore. And then even Miyako, like, she feels betrayed that like he had to kind of go behind everyone's back. And even Ichigo, like, he also Aqua for basically tarnishing Ai's reputation from beyond the grave. She can't do anything about this, so yeah, it was like kind of wrong for him to even bring it up. Everyone's mad at Aqua, but he feels like he had to do this. He's like one step closer into his revenge if he reveals this information. Like, one, it protects Kana, but yeah, the second big thing is that now everyone knows that like the father might be, evil. And yeah, he is evil, bro. He killed someone this episode. Like, bro, what? Like, I knew he was evil before, but this one, now they give him an actual crime, like some first-degree murder type shit over there. So it happens at the end of this episode. It was like pretty well done. But basically, Kana and Aqua talk. So yeah, they kind of make up, and now I guess they're talking for the first time now. Also, after that, we kind of see his plan, where we see his like director friend, actually, like his father figure. He was actually making like an insider documentary on Bikomachi. And then yeah, we have all this backstage footage of when they were younger, and also kind of like real moments of Ai, because yeah, she was like a liar pretty much her whole life. But apparently this documentary, there's some like real shit here. So I guess Aqua and the director have this footage. We'll see what they're going to use it for, but it looks like their plan, they're going to make a movie. And then they kind of like give it to like another producer. So he was the guy that recommended Aqua to join the dating show in season 1. So now they're like working on the casting. So all the familiar characters are working together again. They were on the play last season, and now they're doing a movie. So yeah, kind of like good escalation as well for like, the entertainment industry. We see there's this new like kind of white blue haired character. Her name is Yura. So she's gonna be like the lead actress. She's gonna play Ai. She's like a really famous actress. But then she gets murdered by Aqua's dad, like the evil blonde haired dude. Apparently they were talking, and then he loves to kill people with potential, with star power in their eyes. So likes to snuff it out. So yeah, she like goes on a mountain hiking trail, and I guess he pushes her off. So that was like pretty shocking and sudden. Like, damn, like I knew she died in the end of last season, but now they explain like how it happened. We see like they did Aqua's father, like they had his eyes closed the whole time until he actually like kind of did the murder, and how his eyes are open and black. And then we see like the actress girl Yura, just like blood on her face. So we end the episode, like really good story developments, and I guess we're gonna have a movie on our hands. Okay, so for Hell's Paradise season 2 episode 9 is over. Jufa and Talfa get bodied. So we defeat another Tencent. It's fun, it's exciting, and I think like it wasn't really too much difficulty. Like the characters, they do get damaged. Gantetsu lost an eye. He got stabbed a lot, so he has to heal. We see the little brother Toma. I think he got shot by some spores. So I kind of like expected this. I don't think they drag out all of these Tencent fights because there's going to be a lot of them. So I assumed like maybe one episode to get to phase 2, and maybe the second episode will beat phase 2. And we see it's kind of like a common gimmick as well with like, paired up Tencent, where you have to defeat each of the core at the same time because they have separate cores. So we see Gantetsu, he kind of cuts the monster in half. And then the little Asaimon plus Toma, they team up, they defeat each of the cores. And yeah, they defeat the Tencent. It was pretty good. We see there's still like remnants of their flower bodies. We see Talfa dies first, and then Jufa's like fighting Chobe. Chobe's like torturing him actually. Like there was like holy water infused Tao in front of him, and then he's like not finishing him off. But then Gantetsu was there to just like, end it. So yeah, it was like kind of funny and interesting. It was a good team up because we see Chobe just like commanded everyone like a good leader, and we see him acknowledge his brother as like his own person now. So yeah, interesting character growth from everybody. There's some other fights being set up as well. We see Sagri here, and then they're looking for Rian and the elixir of life, and then he's gone. So we see there's like another Tencent guard here. It's like this little kid who's kind of shy with blonde hair. And he kind of gives us a plot dump to Sagari because he kind of uses his power on her, and then she just like apologizes to him. She's like, okay, it's a misunderstanding. You know, we're both in this island together. You lured us here. We're just trying to like fight for survival, but now we don't have to fight. So he kind of like stands down, and then he just gives us the plot dump to Sagari, where Rihanna's trying to invade the mainland. He has a boat full of like flower butterflies that are going to infect everyone. So yeah, that's like their plan, and it kind of increases the scale of everything because we're kind of restricted onto this island pretty much. But now, since the flower people are going to go to the mainland, it's kind of like a save the world type of like end game. So we'll see if the characters will do that, because as of now, everyone's kind of focused on their own survival. They don't really have any benefits saving the mainland. So I guess Saigra and Mei might fight here. We'll see. And also besides that, we see Xian and Nuragai. So they're fighting another Tencent. So this was the guy that killed his boy Tenza. So yeah, both Xian and Nuragai like kind of hate him. So this was the blonde haired Tencent Sujin. So we saw him last season where Gabimaru pretty much beat him. But yeah, he healed up. So yeah, Xian's out here for revenge. The thing is, he's brute forcing it because they don't have a Tao that's compatible. I think Nuragai has, but he's not strong enough to fight. So basically, Xian's kind of slashing this Tencent over 200 times, and they see that its regen is slowing a bit. So it's like Sisyphus pushing the boulder up. You know, Xian, he seems to be like getting injured. He's getting fatigued, but yeah, you know, that's how the fight is gonna go. I'm kind of surprised too, because like I assume maybe he can go phase 2 and maybe end this fight as well, but he doesn't. We still don't see what happened to Gabimaru and Yuzuriha. So yeah, a lot of sick moments as, you know, like the fighting continues and then more characters get involved. Also, for Sentenced to Be a Hero, we have episode 9, so the story kind of continues. Not that much to say. Just like we're fighting humans now, like these dudes in like the underground slums. So yeah, I guess everyone's like getting paid to attack Silo and his crew, able to like beat up all the mercenaries. There's like this giant fairy troll that comes in, so yeah, they team up against him, and then all the heroes also show up. So yeah, they kind of win the fight so far, but then they interrogate one of the dudes that was like attacking them, and then he reveals that the demons kind of like paid him to do it, and they also like kind of blackmail him and his family. So it looks like the demons are infiltrating the higher ups. They might be running the church, the knights, who knows. But yeah, everyone's here. Teoritsu shows up as well. Them and Xylo are able to like fight everyone off. But then yeah, we see there's these other mercenaries coming in. But it was like the metal girl, she's here. But then yeah, there's a new dude. He's like this big armor dude with the cannon. So I think his name is Whale, and now he's like kind of sniping Xylo and the squad from like up above. We see the demon Spriggan coming through as well. So their power seems to be just like invading human bodies. So yeah, anyone can be evil. And I guess we're gonna try to hunt him down before the season is over. We'll see how things go. We also have Chain Soldier season 2 episode 9. Really good episode actually. The Amira's here in the fight trying to save Yuki, and also like trying to save the city, because we see one of the thunder gods here. She has like this deck of cards and is now like summoning Shukis all throughout the city with the cards. So Amira uses her cloning power. She's able to weaken her clones, but then make a lot more of them. So they're able to like go throughout the city, defeat the weak Shukis. It looks kind of desperate because yeah, the city's kind of like being destroyed, but yeah, she's able to save everyone. No casualties. Like all the women in this anime are tough. They're badass. The commanders are like no joke. We see Kyoka there as well, kind of like helping her out, but she's still fighting the thunder god with her main body. She's using the last bits of her energy or clones to kind of like take a final stand. And yeah, they kind of ended this episode with her being beaten. They had like the cinema ratio with the black bars on as she's getting sucked. It was pretty desperate and sad. Like I don't think she's dead, but yeah, Kyoka sees this. So yeah, we end the episode there. Very ominous, but you know, like really cool kind of badass fight scene here. We also have Shiboyugi episode 9. So yeah, the Candlewoods continue. This was interesting because it was just like kind of a backstory episode. So yeah, we see Moegi. She was kind of like the leader of the Stumps, and yeah, the Stumps are getting bodied so hard. Like everyone is getting like ganged up on. Their weapons are stolen. Like the rabbits are just like teaming up on them. They have a strategy. So the Stumps are just like scattered everywhere. They like retreat, run away back to their hideouts. And yeah, Moegi, she realizes yeah, they can't win. One of the girls actually kills herself in front of her. That is one of the sad moments here. And then yeah, we also got Moegi's backstory. So she was kind of just like a young girl. She hated her parents. She wanted to kill her parents, and then she moved in with this other like kind of murder crazy girl. So yeah, I guess they're living together. This girl, apparently she's like a psycho bitch, and she's also in this game. Moegi kind of realizes this at the end, and she's like, damn, everyone's gonna die. There's no one else for us to kill. It's kind of like an interesting setup, and I guess this is where everything's gonna go wrong. It looks like she's hiding with the other rabbits. She throws like a smoke bomb, in the middle of them. And I guess it's going to be hectic and she's just going to murder everyone. We also have My Hero Vigilantes season 2 episode 9. So here it's like kind of Captain Celebrity focused. He's back here again. His lawsuits are cleared. He might be going back to America. So yeah, it's good for him. He's like pretty reliable. All the little girls kind of appreciate him. And then we also get like more explanations on his power. It looks like he can spread his like ability to others, and it's able to like kind of ignore the laws of physics. He's able to fly and like ignore things around him. But yeah, I guess it has a limit. And then if he's like trying to protect other people, he can't really protect himself. So we see the Flash dude, the villain. He kind of sees this. He's kind of limit testing Captain Celebrity's power because he like kidnaps like the car with the little girls in it and is about to blow it up. So that shit was like rough. I was like, damn, bro, you're literally killing these girls. How? But Captain Celebrity saves them. But it looks like the villain might be trying to exploit his weakness. And then, you know, maybe he dies because we don't see this guy in My Hero. So like the options are he either dies or goes to America, maybe gets severely nerfed and injured. So yeah, we'll see what's gonna happen, but might not be looking good for him because he's also like a super strong dude. Also, we have Medalist season 2 episode 7. I've been loving the second season. It's super cute, this whole anime. It kind of like mixes the you know, cutthroat competition with Inori just like being so cute, and then, you know, her and Tsukasa, their relationship getting stronger, them kind of training, her trying to reach new levels, trying to catch up to Hikaru. So all of that's going on here. The big thing is she's trying to do the triple flip and the triple loots. So it was kind of like a big struggle for her, but now she's able to do it kind of easily because the harness dude comes in. He's a new coach and he kind of like helps guide their jumps. And then yeah, after they jump with the harness one time, they can kind of feel the instinct and they can just like do it easily. So yeah, I thought it was like kind of portrayed really well because the main reason they're able to do it is that their brain and body kind of knows from experience. So they might be scared or hesitant on the first time to like land it, but after they land it once, now their body can just like do it on muscle memory. So Inori's kind of like doing these hard jumps. She's able to do it, but then the next day, once the coach kind of goes away, she can't do the jumps anymore. Yeah, Inori's kind of like deflated now. It's a bit sad seeing her fall all the time. I know she's like trying hard. She doesn't want to disappoint everyone, but come on, bro, it hurts my heart seeing her like fail these jumps. So Tsukasa gets the harness of his own. He's trying to like kind of guide her, but then like she kind of like jumps a bit too far from the harness. So Tsukasa, he kind of loses control. He doesn't want to like kind of drop her, so he actually falls himself. So he like grabs the harness. He's like in an awkward position. He falls, he hits his head and breaks a rib. So he goes to the hospital. Inori feels super guilty. So yeah, her mental is down hard. This is not good for her training arc, and yeah, she only has like 9 days left, I think. We see the mom kind of apologizing that he got injured, but he's also apologizing, and they realize that they don't want Inori to also feel bad. So they realize, okay, let's get the coach again. Let's drive to the coach. He's like in another city. So yeah, they drive overnight. Him and Inori are in like this like kind of road trip together. It's pretty cute. And then, yeah, she's just like kind of still focusing on her jumps. It was like kind of like a cute bonding moment between them though, and then able to kind of like take their mind off things. But they kind of like motivate each other. They both like want the best for each other. Like Inori tells Tsukasa that he was born to be skating on the ice, and then Tsukasa also wants to bring Inori there as well. He wants her to succeed. So yeah, we'll see how things go, but you know, super wholesome, great kind of story developments here. And I also love the casual Inori hair as well, because yeah, she had her hair tied up usually in the shrimp thing, but yeah, now she has like her hair down. So she kind of looks like a different character. It's like pretty interesting. Also after that, we have Journal with Witch episode 10. Another solid episode, just like getting like the lives of like these high school girls. It's just like everyone going through stuff. Makio as well. We see her kind of like talking to one of her friends, and she tells Makio that, you know, your relationship with Asa won't end even if she like grows up, becomes an adult, and graduates and moves out, because you still have that bond between each other. It's like never gonna go away. So it's kind of like a blessing and a curse. Like Makio has to like kind of deal with it because, you know, she was a loner for a while. So now it kind of feels good to see her kind of like, I guess, being in a parental like kind of role. So we'll see how that goes. She's kind of getting closer to Asa, but Asa seems to be like kind of awkwardly like distancing herself from all her friends. But yeah, also she kind of wants to like not perform music anymore. She doesn't want to stand out. So yeah, she's just kind of discovering herself, and you know, she's kind of like struggling as she goes. We also see our friend Emery, who's also kind of like distancing herself from Asa, like ignoring her texts. I think the main reason is because she's gay, and then she doesn't really know how to like bring it up to Asa. It's like a big part of her. Like Makio tells her to like accept herself. But yeah, I guess they're also kind of awkward around each other now. And we see Emery also has a friend from an all-girls school. So yeah, they have a relationship there. Yeah, you know, a lot of like interesting side characters. There's another character here as well. She's in Asa's class, also Emery's friend. So she wants to like kind of graduate to become a doctor. So she's like really smart, but then also like she reads this article in the middle of class one day because it shows that like colleges have been rejecting people from medical school just for being women. So it's kind of like they never had a chance for no reason. So yeah, it's like another struggle people are going through as, you know, the story continues. But yeah, besides that, you know, very good, well-written story. I say it every week, but yeah, I just love the realism. I love the way these simple events are kind of unfolding because, you know, everyone can like kind of go through these problems. It's like very relatable. Also, we have Kaya-chan isn't scary, episode 9. So story continues. We get Kaya backstory, as well as this other guy, Namu, who seems to be like a strong exorcist. So yeah, Namu's kind of concerned for his buddy Mav because he's getting involved with Kaya, and Kaya is a monster. So yeah, Namu kind of wants to deal with Kaya. We see that she kind of crashed out in this festival because she lost her dad and almost got kidnapped. So yeah, now Kaya is like, you know, monster form. And then Namu kind of sucks the monster out of Kaya. And we realize that like people from Kaya's lineage, they have part of their soul kind of like merged with like a ghost. So yeah, depending on how powerful it is, like you can, it's like a part of your body. But for Kaya, it's her whole body. So she's like a full ghost. So then Namu wants to kill it, which will, you know, in turn kill Kaya. But then yeah, we see the teacher, she doesn't want to do it. She's growing attached to Kaya, and then she sees that Kaya is just like a little girl, even though she might be kind of scary. Like she just lives her life like normal. So, you know, sad, kind of interesting philosophical debate here between Namu and Chio sensei. So then Chio was able to overpower him and, you know, put the spirit back into Kaya. But, you know, it's interesting. Kaya's back to normal, but, you know, if she crashes out, then Namu will be there, I guess. Also, we get Namu backstory on how, like, you know, no one really believed him. They all thought he was weird. He's pretty much like Kaya if, like, no one kind of took care of him. He tried to jump off the hospital window, but then, like, he survived. He, like, landed on some bushes. And then Mob is, like, trying to befriend him. And yeah, I guess, like, that's how the relationship started. So yeah, I like this story, like the horror vibes every week. So yeah, we'll see how things go for Kaya. And yeah, that's it for the shows this week. Thank you for watching. You know, a very exciting week. So I thought the action really delivered. Great animation, action, story progression, you name it. This season of anime has been, like, really insane. So yeah, if you're watching the popular shows, you probably won't be disappointed. And yeah, besides that, a lot of other stuff continues. I'll try to catch up to Beastars next week, talk about it. Because yeah, the story is wrapped up. So yeah, it's gonna be crazy. And again, thank you for watching. I'll see you next week. Peace.